Have you ever started decluttering with the best intentions, only to look around a few months later and realize the piles are back? The counters are full again. The closets are crowded again. The rooms that once felt lighter somehow feel heavy all over again. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Most people quietly assume they failed. They tell themselves they didn't try hard enough. They think they lack discipline or motivation. But here's the truth most people never hear. Decluttering didn't fail because of you. Decluttering failed you, not because you're lazy, not because you don't care, and not because you did it wrong. It failed because the way we're taught to declutter today ignores how real people actually live, feel, and age. Today, I want to gently walk you through 5 reasons why decluttering fails in most homes. And none of them have anything to do with willpower. You'll discover the quiet emotional trap that pulls clutter back in, the exhaustion cycle that makes progress disappear, and one truth our grandmothers lived by that made letting go feel natural instead of painful. Please stay until the end, because the 5th reason is the one almost no one talks about, and yet it's the one that changes everything. If you enjoy calm living, simple resets, and wisdom that actually lasts, you're in the right place. This is Elder's Soul Journal. Let's begin. Reason 1. No clear why. Most people declutter because they think they should. They see tidy homes online. They watch shows where entire houses are transformed in a weekend. They hear advice that says, "You'll feel so much better once you do it." So they start. They pull things out of closets. They make donation piles. They move items from one room to another, hoping clarity will appear along the way. But without a clear, personal reason, decluttering doesn't feel freeing. It feels like punishment. Here's something important to understand. If someone asked you to walk 5 miles, you'd probably ask why. But if your grandchild's school concert was 5 miles away and you had no ride, you'd walk without hesitation. The distance didn't change. Your reason did. Decluttering works the same way. When you don't know why you're doing it, your brain treats it like an endless chore, something to resist, something to postpone. And for seniors especially, this matters more than ever. At this stage of life, energy is precious. Time is precious. You're not decluttering to impress guests or follow a trend. You're doing it so you can move through your home without frustration, so you can find what you need without digging, so your home feels like rest, not work. Maybe your reason is simple. You want your grandchildren to feel calm when they visit. Maybe you're thinking about downsizing and want to choose slowly instead of being rushed later. Maybe you're just tired of feeling weighed down by things you don't use or love. Without a clear why, you're trying to solve a problem you haven't named. And unnamed problems don't stay solved. That's why, a few months later, the guest room is full again. The kitchen counter has new piles. The closet you worked so hard on feels just as crowded as before. Not because you failed, but because your effort wasn't anchored to meaning. Granny used to say, "If you don't know where you're going, any road feels like work." She didn't declutter because it was trendy. She kept what served her life. And she knew exactly what kind of life she wanted to live. Quiet, intentional, unburdened. That clarity made every decision easier. Before you touch another drawer or shelf, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what do I want to feel in my home? What would make my daily life lighter? What peace am I creating by letting go? If it helps, write it down and keep it somewhere visible. Because when you're standing in front of old photos or belongings tied to memory, that why will be the only thing strong enough to carry you through. And if you feel comfortable sharing, tell me your age and the city you're watching from. Whether you're 62 in London, 70 in Toronto, 58 in Chicago, 65 in Mumbai, or 73 in Manchester, it helps remind others they're not doing this alone. Reason 2, trying to do it all at once. Decluttering weekends sound productive. You block off Saturday and Sunday. You gather boxes and bags. You tell yourself, this is it. I'm finally going to get it done. And for a while it works. You make decisions. You fill donation bags. You feel accomplished. But then something shifts. Your back starts to ache. Your legs feel heavy. Your mind grows foggy. Every decision, should I keep this? What about that? suddenly feels overwhelming. By Sunday evening, you're exhausted. The house is half finished, and the thought of continuing makes you want to quit altogether. This isn't a failure of discipline. This is decision fatigue. Your brain can only make so many decisions before it slows down. Add physical exhaustion on top of that, and decluttering stops being productive. It becomes painful. For seniors, this effect is even stronger. The body doesn't recover the way it once did. Bending, lifting, sorting, all of it takes a toll. And that's not weakness. That's reality. Marathon decluttering sessions ask you to make hundreds of decisions in a short time, many of them emotional. Should I keep my mother's dishes? What about clothes that don't fit, but might someday? This box of letters from people I barely remember? Each question pulls on memory, identity, hope, and regret. That's heavy work. Doing it for hours at a time isn't sustainable. Here's what actually works. Choose one small space. Not a room, not even a closet. One drawer, one shelf, one corner of the counter. Something you can finish in 15 or 20 minutes. Finish it completely. Put back only what belongs. Let go of the rest. Then stop. Walk away. Feel what it's like to have one space that's truly done. Tomorrow, or a few days later, choose another small space and repeat. This won't give you dramatic before and after photos, but it lasts because it respects your body instead of fighting it. Small wins build momentum. One drawer leads to another. One shelf leads to a cabinet. Granny didn't have decluttering weekends. She had rhythms. Every spring, she went through linens. Every fall, the coats. She worked in harmony with her energy. And because of that, clutter never had the chance to pile up. Finishing one small space feels better than half finishing 6. That sense of completion is what keeps you going. Reason 3, keeping someday items. I might need this someday. That single sentence keeps more homes heavy than almost anything else. The bread maker you haven't used in years. Craft supplies for projects you'll start when you have time. Extra dishes for gatherings you no longer host. Clothes for events you no longer attend. All of it waiting quietly for a someday that rarely arrives. At this stage of life, someday thinking doesn't serve you. It ties you to a version of yourself that no longer exists, or to a future that may never ask for what you're saving. This isn't pessimism. It's clarity. And clarity is kind. If you haven't used something in the past year, chances are you won't. And if a rare need does appear, you'll find another solution. The cost of storing something just in case is higher than most people realize. It costs space. It costs mental energy. And it adds weight every time you open a drawer or door. This isn't about throwing away things you love. It's about releasing what you're keeping out of fear. Fear of regret. Fear of scarcity. Fear of admitting you've changed. But holding on out of fear doesn't protect you. It slowly buries you. Ask yourself 2 gentle questions. Have I used this in the last year? Would I buy it again today? If the answer to both is no, that's your permission to let go. You're not being wasteful. You're being honest. And honesty is a first step toward freedom. Most of our grandmothers didn't keep backups of backups. They didn't have storage units filled with things they might need someday. They didn't have overflowing garages or closets packed wall to wall. They had what they used, and they trusted themselves to handle life as it came. That trust didn't come from ease. It came from experience. They lived through uncertainty. They lived through loss. They lived through times when you truly had to make do. And because of that, they understood something we've forgotten. Peace in the present is worth more than insurance against an imaginary future. Think about one item in your home that's been sitting untouched for years. Not months, years. If you haven't missed it, you don't need it. And if letting it go creates space for something that actually supports your life now, that's not loss. That's gain. Reason 4, no system for what stays. Decluttering often feels successful at first. You donate bags of clothes. You clear drawers. You open closets and feel a sense of relief. For a while, your home feels lighter. You feel proud of yourself. And then life continues. Mail arrives. Groceries come in. Someone gives you a gift. A family member drops off things they no longer want. Little by little, the space begins to refill. And one day, you look around and think, how did this happen again? This is where many people conclude that decluttering simply doesn't work. But that's not the truth. Decluttering works. What fails is decluttering without a system. It's like bailing water out of a boat without fixing the leak. You can work hard all day, but if water keeps coming in, the boat will never stay afloat. Most homes don't become cluttered all at once. They become cluttered slowly, one item at a time, one unexamined habit at a time. That's why you need a boundary for what enters your home, not just enthusiasm for what leaves. The simplest and most effective rule is this. Applies to commitments. 2. If you say yes to a new responsibility, what are you saying no to? If you agree to host an event, what rest are you giving up? Your time and energy are just as finite as your closet space. Without a system to protect them, they fill up with things you didn't consciously choose. Granny understood this instinctively. She didn't overcommit. She didn't collect for the sake of collecting. She held the line, quietly, firmly, and because of that, her home never became a storage place for other people's excess. When you stop letting the tide back in, you stop feeling like you're constantly catching up. Your home stays lighter. Not because you keep decluttering, but because you stop the leak. Reason 5, emotional attachment without processing. This is the reason almost no one talks about. And it's the reason many decluttering efforts fail quietly again and again. Objects don't just take up space. They hold memories. Your late spouse's clothing hanging in the closet. Your children's baby items stored in boxes. Awards from a career you retired from years ago. Letters from someone who's no longer alive. Letting go of these things doesn't feel like decluttering. It feels like betrayal. So you keep everything. Not because you need it. Not because it brings you joy. But because releasing it feels like erasing a life, a love, a chapter that mattered. Grief, even old grief, is powerful. It convinces you that love requires keeping. That memory lives in objects. That if you let go, you'll forget. Or worse, that you'll prove you never cared. But here's a quiet truth. Keeping everything doesn't honor memory. It buries it. When your husband's shirts are packed in boxes you never open, you're not preserving his presence. You're storing weight. When your children's belongings are hidden away for decades, untouched, you're not holding on to childhood. You're holding on to guilt. Guilt that you should want to keep it all. Guilt that letting go makes you a bad parent, a bad spouse, a bad person. Granny understood something deeply important. She didn't keep everything. She kept one meaningful item per person, per chapter of life. One watch, one quote, one framed photograph she actually looked at. She knew love doesn't need storage space. Memory doesn't live in boxes. It lives in you. When you're surrounded by things you're keeping out of obligation, instead of love, you lose sight of what truly matters. Here's what helps. Choose one item that represents the memory. Hold it. Place it somewhere visible, not hidden away. Then take photos of the rest. Let yourself feel what you feel. Sadness, relief, grief. All of it is allowed. Then slowly let the rest go. Donate what can be used. Pass items on to someone who needs them. Release what no longer serves a living life. You're not letting go of love. You're letting go of burden. This is not easy work. And if it feels too heavy to do alone, that's okay. Ask a trusted friend to sit with you. Work with therapists who understands grief. Take breaks when you need to. But don't let unprocessed emotion turn your home into a museum of the past. You are still living. Your home should reflect that. Here's what most people don't realize. Decluttering doesn't fail because you did it wrong. It fails because we treat it like a task instead of a way of living. We think of it as something to finish, a project with a start and an end date. But our grandmothers knew better. They didn't declutter in dramatic bursts. They simply never let excess settle. They thought before bringing things home. They released items seasonally, naturally, without guilt or drama. Decluttering was an event. It was a quiet, ongoing practice of choosing peace over accumulation. They kept what served their life. They let go of what didn't. And they knew exactly what kind of life they wanted to live. That clarity made every decision easier. You don't need a perfect system. You don't need a marathon weekend. You need a reason that matters. small steps you can sustain, and permission to let go without guilt. This stage of life isn't about emptying your home. It's about filling it with breath, movement, and ease. It's about walking into a room and feeling calm instead of overwhelmed, opening a closet and finding what you need without digging. It's about creating space for living, not storing. Decluttering isn't about doing more. It's about carrying less. And when your home grows quieter, your thoughts follow. You deserve a home that holds you, not one that weighs you down. If this brought you a little clarity or even a moment of calm, take a second to share where you're watching from and your age. Whether you're 60 in New York, 68 in Vancouver, 72 in Birmingham, 59 in Berlin, 65 in Mumbai, 70 in Paris, or 75 in Sydney, your presence here matters. If you know someone who's still fighting their clutter in silence, share this with them. And if you enjoy simple resets that actually last, subscribe to Elder's Soul Journal. We'll be back next week with more quiet wisdom you can use. Your home should feel like rest, and we'll get you there one gentle step at a time.